Let's just get into it. Hard boiled, 1992.
No, we're not gonna just get into it because we're not. Nobody listening right now is gonna hear what just happened. But William just is cutting off the last 20-minute conversation.
It was really good too.
20 minutes.
Because I wasted. It was like 40 minutes long. I wasted 3 perfect setups. Every podcast, I set the podcast up, and then you guys just don't.
No,
you
I
don't
thought it was
swing
good.
the bat.
Oh, I swung.
Yeah, you swung and missed. You ruined it.
You like swung it right at your own
a
head.
Wiffle ball thing, just whip like completely miss on a wiffle ball.
So Hard Boiled, 1992. John Woo directed it. Stars Chow Yun-fat. This is the last movie John Woo made in Hong Kong. Right before he went to America, made a little movie called Hard Target with Jean-Claude Van Damme. And basically, he's like the first of the people, like the first group of that Hong Kong group that left and came to America. And basically, they had a good run for like 10 years, and then they all went back to China, more or less. But John Woo went there early. So Hong Kong switched over from English rule to Chinese rule in 97. So this is a good like 5 years before that. But there's little hints of that in the movie peppered in. There's a little bit of, you can feel the changes in the air.
Oh yeah.
Like, give me an example.
Well, I think there's a bit of a story element that's woven in is the way Chow Yun-fat's character is always like, he's looking to buy a house. He can't afford anything. He's like, man, this is expensive, you know?
You can't get the loan until he has a spouse. I love that line.
Yes.
When he was like looking and he's like, I can't get housing help until I get unless I have a spouse, but how the hell am I gonna get a spouse without a house? And then everyone around the desk were like, ha 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 ha, cop humor.
Yeah.
So I feel like John Woo is just
also his name is Tequila. What the fuck? What a cool ass name.
That's
you
a
ain't
very
getting no
common
loans.
Chinese name.
Well, here's the thing. That's why I picked this movie. He's a very cool cop. His name is Tequila. But yeah, Tequila is a very good cop. He's really good at murdering people. He's really good at jumping around, shooting 2 guns at once. He's got it all going for him, but he's got no lady and he's got no money.
Home,
and I feel like that's how John Woo
honey.
felt at this time. John Woo's like, you know what? After this movie, I'm going to America and I'm making money. I don't care what stupid movies I make.
It did seem a little personal.
I'll make a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie. I'll make a John Travolta movie. I'll make a shitty Nicolas Cage movie.
He like exclusively worked with. No, he made Face Off, didn't he?
He also made Wind Talkers.
Was that the radio, Army radio?
The Navajo.
About indigenous people? Yeah.
Yeah, so this movie is just fucking awesome. Like, let's just
movie's
start off
dope.
with how cool this guy is at the beginning of the movie. His name is Tequila. He's drinking right from the beginning.
What is that? What's he doing? Something in a tonic.
Piss.
Alka-Seltzer? I don't know. Then
no,
he
it was like such a cool way to do it. Then he has to
Urine.
smash it against the floor. I'm gonna start drinking like that.
Yeah,
Put a
that was
top-
cool. That he like shook it with his thing.
He puts
that.
like honestly like a 7 count of whatever clear liquid. I'm guessing it's some sort of vodka.
Smart water.
And then a splash of soda water, and then he just smashes it against the ground, covers the top. Ooh, that was a sexy ass way to start a movie.
Then he fucking is rocking out playing his clarinet.
Oh
a
my
little jazz
God,
club.
dude. That's
This
the
has
kind
to
of
be-
club I want to hang out at.
This has to be one of the coolest intros for any cop ever in any movie because it has so much confidence.
Sure.
Wouldn't
I mean,
you if you could blow a horn like that?
It's pretty I don't know. It's not like doesn't seem super cool to me to play.
Well, you don't understand
listening.
irony.
Yeah, or coolness.
It's an there's irony in it.
Of course. The fact that they set him up playing clarinet, and you're like, what is this guy? What is his deal? Is this guy cool or not? And then you see him murder like 100 people within the next 10 minutes, and you're like, okay, that guy's cool. And he has to
Why are
play
you
the
saying
jazz.
the clarinet's not cool?
I'm just saying, like, I didn't think that music was like the coolest music I've ever heard or anything. It's like
Okay, what's your
Muzak.
you're a super cop. What music are you playing on your off duty when you at your jazz club?
What instrument, Adam? What's
Or
a cool
whatever.
instrument?
Or
What's a
it could
cool
be metal,
instrument?
genre, hip hop, what anything.
a cool instrument. A cool bass guitar, maybe.
Oh my
Like a cool
god,
rip
dude.
going up and down a bass guitar.
You're totally a bassist.
Yeah, I'm a bass boy.
Wow, that'd be
Just
really
fingering
cool.
it.
What would you guys
Fingering
play?
it. Okay, no, here I got it. Adam's opening scene. He's got a jar of piss that he pours into a cup, and then he pours a little more piss on top of that, slams it, shakes it up. It's
Yeah.
camera pans up. He's swigs it, picks up his bass guitar, holds it with his arms normally, and then you see his feet come up behind it, and he's wearing his toe shoes, and both of his feet just start bound, down,
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
and then it just says "Feet Cop." Why are you taking your clothes off, man?
It's really hot in the shed.
Oh wow. Now that'd be cool.
So
I think it'd be cool
it's
if
so
the guy-
fucking hot.
I think it'd be cool if he had a like xylophone. That's a cool instrument. Or tortoise shell. What the hell is that
Just a
thing?
sha-
They play in
just a shaker.
in the Caribbean. Steel drums. That's the shit.
Mhm.
Steel drums.
Yeah, those are all pretty cool.
Adam would play the theremin, whatever that's called. He's obsessed with electricity right now.
Theremin.
Yeah, theremin. You just see Adam
At a coffee shop with no one in there.
It's the only instrument
That's
that sounds
Adam's-
like a Three Stooges thing.
scrambled, soft boiled.
You can't call that back because William's going to cut that apparently.
Oh, we can remake a new joke about how you're soft
Hey, I
boiled.
thought this movie was about eggs. No, William's dick is soft.
Adam's dick is soft boiled. My dick is hard boiled.
Adam's head
Yeah.
is somehow both hard and soft boiled because all the electrotherapy he's been taking.
You know, funny would be if Adam's head was in like a table in Hong Kong and the Chinese people are just hitting his head with hammers, like cracking open his soft boiled brains and like dipping toast into it.
his
I'll
mushy,
never let that happen.
his yolky innards.
Honestly, that's the future that Obama wants for America.
And the guys are like, hey, can we get a refund? This monkey's brains are empty. Nothing in here.
What the hell?
It was, hey, sometimes that happens. No refunds.
Oh man.
That'd be cool if you could smuggle, if you could like smuggle things in Adam's head, international travel, just put a gun in his head.
It's like Maria full of grace, but it's just me.
It's like Johnny Mnemonic, but it's just like he has half a head or half a brain. So you just put a gun in there.
You just open it. There's a little
wish.
hinge. It's like a cookie jar. You
Yeah,
just
you put your
open his skull
you put
like
your-
a hinge.
Put your keys in there, your wallet, passport.
Some change. There's some loose change. And
Oh,
like
there's a lot of
for some
brains
reason,
in
like
there.
there's a paper clip and a rubber band that's been in there for years.
Mm-hmm.
I would,
An old
MacGyver
battery.
situation.
I would just dump him upside down by his ankles, and then I'd fill his head with M&Ms. And I'd just be like on the plane eating M&Ms out of his head, or like cocktail peanuts.
You have to
I would
like
never
you
let
pull
you
his,
do that.
You pull his jaw down like a Pez, and just a handful of M&Ms come falling out of his mouth.
I would not agree to that.
It'd be cool if there was like Cadbury cream egg fluid in his head.
Okay. Get to the part where you say there's cum in my head.
That's a soft boiled egg. No, just like candy.
Yeah, it's a little caramel on the inside.
You're the one obsessed with cum and just,
Yeah,
But you're
Coming.
not gonna go.
You're anything that comes out of a dingus. You're obsessed with.
it'd be great on the
I think it's a very
flight,
interesting organ.
a long flight like that. Just stand up on the seat and just piss in Adam's head, Why wait for the bathroom? It's me in the middle of like the airplane with my hand on the ceiling, standing up,
It's just shaking back.
and he's like
Because
asleep.
you hit a little turbulence, so it's like a little piss goes like on the edge of his face, and like
He's like
kind of
asleep.
splashes around.
Just pee on his face.
flight attendants wouldn't let you do that.
Wouldn't come in there. That's gross.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's too much.
Yeah, and then Chow Yun-fat comes in.
And shoots everybody in the entire. They did a really good job with this movie of not having any regard for any of the civilians around them at all until even the end. Like the hospital scene is the only time that they're like worried about hostages. Because it opens with that bird cage cafe, which looks like the smelliest cafe you could go into. You bring it, it's a BYOB, bring your own bird.
I don't
Is that a
understand.
thing?
Started.
It's a tea house
Yeah.
with birds. What the hell is going on? I don't understand.
Is that a thing over there?
Like a cat cafe.
Want a bird?
Yeah, but
There's
is that
a
like
bird.
a thing? You're Mr. Asia. Both of you seem to be Mr. Hong
Yes.
Kong.
Of course,
I've never been to
Ryan.
Hong
Don't
Kong.
be stupid. Silly Ryan.
I don't want no fucking birds squawking while I'm trying to drink tea.
Wah, wah, and pooping everywhere.
It's a tea house, but it's more like a diner because that guy is saying, like Benny, his buddy, is like, you know, I'm married, I got a kid, I love Chinese food, but I can't get it this good anywhere else. And it's like, this is a fucked up restaurant.
Oh
man.
no. Is it like pick your own lobster? Are they eating them birds?
Oh, is that what's going on? Like, this is a great restaurant. He just like rips a bird's head off and drinks it, drinks the blood. But yeah, then they see that there's a table of guys like buying and selling guns.
Well, they're obviously there to sting him, right?
Yeah. And then they immediately start shooting up the restaurant.
Start shooting out. And John Woo
Chow Yun-fat.
Tequila,
Chow Yun
Fat, Tequila, for some reason can't just have his guns in his pants or
He
in
picks
his
up two
holster.
guns from the ground. He's like, I want two fresh guns.
No,
Look-
there he breaks open a bird cage and he has two guns at the bottom of a bird cage that he
Yeah.
brought his own bird cage with his own little birdies in it. He had them
Oh,
thang
yeah.
things in there. But like, bro, why did you just keep them in your pocket? There wasn't a metal detector or nothing. Like you could just walk in with guns. Why'd you have to hide it in a bird cage?
You had to go get birds.
There was no bird in the cage either. I noticed.
Oh.
You know my PETA ass is gonna look at that because he like smashes the cage. I'm like, damn, did he just squish a bird?
Every shootout in this movie is incredible. It's just guys
Oh
jumping in
that's
the
my
air
favorite one though.
in slow motion with like
Dual
paper
wielding.
and sparks and blood and people like just bullets flying everywhere. And then like he does this really
Guns
cool thing where
akimbo.
he cross cuts like one side is zooming in slow motion and then it cuts to the other side is zooming in slow motion. It's like back and forth till it reaches like a pivot and like it's so
It's
amazing.
so good. It's so good. John Woo's a freaking genius.
And then his then
Thought it
his
was
buddy
okay.
Benny
He gets
dies.
blasted. He does not
Uzi.
die, dude. He gets turned
Uzi
into
blasted.
freaking Swiss cheese.
Incredible scene. Chow Yun-fat's
He's just
pissed.
shoot. It's like comedically long.
And
How
then
long
Chow
he's
Yun
getting shot.
jumps and gets like flour all over his body. And like
Yeah, because they're in the kitchen.
and then he shoots the bad guy right in the head. Gets blood all over his face. Is that before or after he goes down the stairs and does that little trick where he slides down the railing with
That's
both hands?
after, because then all the cops come in. All the backup finally comes in. Right
Yeah, the
after he kills
cops
them.
come in.
That
I love this part.
That rail scene
They
was
get
fucking
lit up.
amazing.
All the cops are lit up
Pretty
and
cool.
immediately shot and just shot the shit. You see like 5 cops just like get it. Boom, 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 boom.
What's the body count for this whole movie?
301.
Really?
This
You looked
movie
it up?
delivers. Yeah, this movie has 301 on-screen deaths, and that is
Jeez.
a lot
And
of killing.
Half of them are innocent bystanders.
Yeah.
Yes, they're shooting up people left and right, and
We'll say gun
it's co-
violence is bad in the States, but nobody's talking about what's going on in Hong Kong.
Yeah. Okay, sure, we're doing
Pre-Columbine.
we're doing mass shootings here, but nobody's freaking sliding down a handrail,
Yeah.
dual wielding, just blasting fools.
This is what the cops in Texas should have done. They should have just kicked open the doors, jumped around,
Max
shot up
Payne
the whole
style.
They would have
classroom.
all got shot.
Yeah, Max Payne. I mean, this movie definitely influenced a lot of movies, of course. You know,
It's
the
Chinese
Matrix,
Max Payne.
the Matrix. Obviously, that shootout is very similar.
Did-
But
Did you ever play
video
the John Woo
games.
video game? I was gonna say, did you ever play the John Woo video game?
yeah, Stranglehold.
It's fucking awesome.
Whoa, what? Wait, hold on. What's up with this? I don't know about this.
What- It's
You're
like
literally
Max,
Chow Yun
it's like
Fat,
Max
aren't you?
Payne. Yeah, it's the sequel to Hard Boiled. You are tequila, and you are
It
shooting
is?
people.
That's awesome.
Holy
Yeah.
shit. Damn.
For what system?
Like PlayStation?
Xbox 360.
Oh, was it? Yeah, it had to been because I never had a PlayStation.
It's old.
Damn,
yeah,
dude, that game. And then you do the slow motion with 2 guns and you slide on your back, and it's literally Max Payne.
Yeah,
Stole
because
it
Max
from him.
Payne copied this, and then this. They're like, hey, well, we can't just let Max Payne copy us.
They're
We
like,
gotta do our
hey,
thing.
Hey, and if we're gonna make our own Asian movie, we should definitely get Mark Wahlberg, the guy who's notorious for loving Asian people. This guy would surely
slap in the
be
face.
an appropriate choice to appropriate this Asian movie.
Well, that's what Mark Wahlberg did to that Vietnamese grocer. He fucking jumped in with 2
He
guns and
backwards?
shot him up.
and doves
Flew
in
through.
slow
Yeah, he
motion
flew
fly.
through the window.
My
Over the
God,
news
dude! I don't
rack.
even.
looked
I'm like
awesome.
overwhelmed to talk about any of it because the fucking
Just talk about
hospital
all the
scene,
awesome action scenes. So we
the
got.
hospital scene. Yeah, or can
let's
we
not
go
get
out
there.
of
We're not.
No, the
chronological
warehouse
order?
scene. The
We're not there
warehouse.
yet.
Warehouse scene. Yep, that's the
First,
next
we got to
one,
talk
right?
about the fun little library scene where we see the assassination.
Oh, yep.
We're introduced to Tony Leung, the father from Shang-Chi. He's an assassin named Alan.
Oh, that is him.
He's super
Not as cool a name as Tequila.
He
Not
kills a
quite as cool.
guy, and then he's communicating with the police lieutenant or the captain, sending rose, or he sends flowers to the secretary, and then there's like a song lyric, and then the song lyric notes are changed into numbers. That number becomes a password, and then the police captain dials in, and then he
It's
gets a little
fucking
message
stupid, dude.
he's like, "Do not attack. Very close to lion." And it's like, oh, there's a secret cop undercover who's close to the lion.
By the end
So-
of the movie, literally 75% of the gangs are undercover cops. So then it's
Or
like
speaking to the cops.
yeah, or informants, and it's like, so what? So the cops are also the gangs. So what
No,
if the
no, no,
cops
no, no,
just
no.
stopped being the gangs? Well, they have so
So-
many
This is
people
LA.
undercover. I mean, I'm obviously exaggerating, but
Here's what goes on.
they have so
then
many cops that are just now doing gang shit.
Alan
Yeah,
is
it's kind of
working with 2 gangs. He's working with Uncle Hoy and Johnny Wong. Now Johnny Wong is awesome.
Oh.
That's Anthony Wong. He's
But
The
Uncle
greatest.
Hoy, though,
he's one of the Uncle Hoy has to be one of
Cried.
the lamest gangsters of all time.
Oh my God, dude, or the sweetest.
He's a fucking idiot, dude. No,
He's a
he like
sweetheart.
he deserved to die like immediately.
No,
He's
he
one of the
because
worst
he treats
gangsters.
his staff correctly.
He's
First,
just a
his
fucking
stupid-
idiot though. He rolled over like and it was like, okay, you can
Hold
just fucking
on,
kill him.
hold
All
on.
right.
First, he has his little outdoor get-together tea party where he's cutting up fruit,
Laughing
eating
with
it.
his boys.
Oh, yeah.
and he
Takes
has like
good
a
care
bunch of
his boys.
like adult children. And he tells
Are
Alan
you
like,
guys
watch out,
eating well?
for that guy. And then, but meanwhile, Alan's betraying him. So Alan hooks up with Johnny Wong, played by Anthony Wong. Now, Anthony Wong is in. Normally he plays like psychotic serial killers. He's in these 2 movies, Ebola Syndrome and The Untold Story, that are probably the most hardcore Hong Kong gore movies ever made. Untold Story is insane. And then, so Anthony Wong's awesome. He's like, hey, you killed my guy in that library, but I like your style. I want you to work for me. And then Alan is just like, okay, I'll work for you. I'll betray. Uncle Hoy."
No. He says I'm loyal to Uncle Hoy, and he goes, good. I like loyalty. And he's like, all right, you talk me into it.
Then Chow Yun Fat's harassing Johnny Wong. So they hit him they cock him in the head with a gun. And then yada, yada, yada. There's a meetup at a warehouse. So this warehouse scene's awesome. Starts off with like 5 guys on motorcycles just driving in like a flying V from Mighty Ducks.
So
shape.
cool. Okay, did you notice?
That's where they
'cause
got it
this
from.
bugged me. It looked so cool. Everybody's wearing all black dirt bikes, black everything. They're all just murdered out. They're doing a nightscape. They all have black
Basically,
visors on at night,
this was
except
in the
one
news-
guy.
Hold on. This is in the new season of Righteous Gemstones. There's a thing called like ninja cycles or cycle ninjas, and it's basically this gang.
Really?
Yeah, continue.
Well, there's just that one guy in the front who didn't have a visor at all.
It's
And it
hard to
was
get
obvious
visors.
Well, I don't understand when people wear sunglasses at night. I can't see at night with regular glasses. How are these guys driving dirt bikes? It just doesn't seem practical.
Can't see at night with regular glasses.
It's dark. I can't see well in the dark
What are
Maybe
you
you need
talking
better
about?
glasses, buddy.
with my prescription glasses.
A lot of people don't know this, but Ryan has the eyes of a hairless mole rat.
Yeah.
Mm,
He usually lives
Not
in
as good.
tunnels, and he goes outside at nighttime. And it's
And the
too bright
body.
for him.
I live in the dark. I just don't like seeing it.
Or actually,
Oh, that's interesting,
Ryan looked
Ryan.
into the sun in Austin in this last week of 107-degree weather. And it's just evaporated his eyelids, and he can't.
It has. Look at how
Yeah,
it
damn.
hurts, man.
He's like
I have to wear.
Morbius.
It's
You
too
getting
bright in
worried
my
about it?
room right now. It's why do you think I'm wearing sunglasses right now? It's too bright, and I have to open the curtain up. I'd like it dark though.
So this gang
Just like,
shows
just
up.
like
with
I
their-
like my women.
hmm
This gang shows up and they are shooting guns everywhere. And the funniest thing about all these Hong Kong movies is they have the shittiest cars in the world because they're just like banging them and crashing them. But like Police
Yeah.
Story, every Jackie Chan movie, it's like the
A
shittiest
Honda.
little 4-liter car. And they're just like, they do amazing stunts with them, but you'll never see like an awesome, you never see anything like no awesome vehicles in these movies.
Makes
Well,
you think.
because I mean that's just production, right?
Well, this
'Cause you
movie
gotta
cost
Maybe
buy
those
it.
are your
Well-
options under in a communist.
Well, when
Society.
when you
not
have
communist.
when you have when you
At
have
the time, it
300
wasn't
and-
communist. Hong Kong is a free state at the time, fully democratized.
It
But it was-
still is too.
Not, no,
It's not communist.
Yeah, Hong Kong is probably the
It's-
most democratic.
No, I don't know about this anymore, Ryan.
That's what I've
Well,
heard.
right
yeah.
right behind America.
Oh,
Whoa.
Ryan's making a statement. I can tell because he lowered his sunglasses and his eyebrows are raised.
So they're shooting
Think
around
about
and
that.
they're doing amazing little stunts. There's this one guy named Mad Dog who's like the baddest stuntman.
They
And
never
kill-
give that name to a guy who's just like a fucking pussy or.
he's
Wait,
throwing
so
grenades in
did
slow
John-
motion, just blowing up people in like little offices, and they're flying out of windows in slow motion on fire, flipping in the air, dying, and he's just going from room to room killing everyone.
Did John Woo kind of, or was this just everybody doing it? Like the
He's-
commando thing where it's like there's clearly every gun has unlimited ammo and nobody ever has to.
Well, everybody. That was what was going
that
on.
was
in the
every
80s.
like 80s action movie, right?
Yes.
So this was fun to watch because when I was watching it at the trap house and we had a shotgun out on the table and like this little cool little pistol, and we were just like, he was like looking at the guns on the TV, and then we had like a 38, which they kept making fun of. The gangsters always keep making fun. Cops only got 38s. They only got 38s. We got bigger
It's
guns.
awkward.
And we had one on the table, and it was like, so there's 6 bullets in that. That dude just shot 40 times.
Don't worry about that. Nothing to worry about.
That's why he has two. You see, you give a guy one gun, he's Superman. You give him 2 guns, he's Batman.
Yeah, but
Okay.
that's actually a huge upgrade. Batman's one of the only ones that could kill Superman.
Batman's famous for using 2 guns also. He loves guns, he loves bullets.
He
It's
does.
funny that nobody ever like, because there was this problem of like, what do you do? Should we include the reload time because that takes a long time and it slows things down? So it's like, oh no, let's just have him
Well,
never
look,
have to
look what they did
reload.
with.
It's more
Why do you think
fun.
John Wick was so sick?
But yeah, like it took as John Wick, like it took as long as John Wick for them to be like, oh, he's just really good at reloading fast. Like anybody who's like a trained.
Yeah. Also, this movie what is basic. Hard Boiled is basically that game, that arcade game at Chuck E. Cheese with the red
Time
Crisis?
Crisis.
Time Crisis. It literally looked. There's like scenes where it was like, did John Woo direct Time Crisis? But you also still have to reload in that game.
Yeah, every time
So-
you take cover.
But literally, people were just popping out of shelves and popping up from desks in like every major fight scene, just like popping out. A
Interesting
hostage would pop
strategy
out,
for a shootout is to just like dive
pop out.
and assuming that you're gonna like hit your target as you're in midair. You know,
You ever been in a shootout, Adam?
we don't talk about that.
Have you?
We don't talk about it. Okay, yeah. I have that. No.
No, a gun shootout, not a bunch of dudes jerking off on you.
I'm talking
Is
about a
that-
bukkake
so-
scenario.
You can't. I know the listeners can't see this, but Adam is now shirtless in his shed, and he is hanging up. It looks like a white plastic tarp type thing, and I think he's about to have a
He's in a
bukkake
kiddie
party.
pool.
Don't worry about that.
Surrounded by 4 old men with very large
worry about-
tummies.
Don't worry about the old man.
These
behind
guys are
me.
big bloated tummies. They need to empty their tummies.
All their pubes are shaved and they're bristling with white hairs.
No, when you're old, your pubes fall out, right? Like your leg hair and stuff.
You tell me, buddy.
Guess we'll find out.
Fall out.
Your leg hair like goes away when you become an old man. It seems
No.
like.
So I just watched the movie Old. I know that's not what we're talking about. M. Night Shyamalan's Old, and their hair didn't fall out.
It's
That's a
bullshit.
scientifically accurate movie.
So
Okay.
Uncle Hoy shows up and he's like, what the hell's going on? And then that one really cool guy, Mad Dog, throws a grenade under another car
Perfect timing.
under his gang and just blows up the car.
Perfect timing, dude.
Uncle Hoy walks out and he's
Oh.
like, Alan, what's going on? Are you betraying me? And he's like, guys, everybody, put away your guns. Put away your guns. I want to talk to Alan. I want him to kill me.
Yeah, why the fuck did he do that? This is like
Kill
an
me.
complete
because
idiot.
I thought they were actually related.
His feelings were hurt.
Oh yeah, I know. Well, that's kind of maybe that is because like in Japan you kill yourself if you're like disgraced or whatever.
Yeah, well, so all Asian cultures do the same thing? Is that what you're
Yeah,
saying?
same.
Now?
Maybe,
Racist.
yeah.
Jesus,
Look, he's
Christ, dude.
Uncle Hoy is a fucking
Yes.
bitch.
I don't know,
It is
but
one of the
yeah.
worst moves by
No.
any gangster in any movie
He's a
I've
fucking
ever seen
idiot.
in my life.
He was
Yeah.
dead. He was dead. Dead to rights. He was surrounded. He was
Doesn't
literally
matter.
surrounded by
In this movie.
100 guys. So he wants this because I think he knew. I think he knew he was a cop.
You go out shooting. That's what
No,
I
they were
say.
all his guys because he told them to lower their weapons, right?
He
Yeah,
told
but-
his guys to lower his weapons. but
Yeah.
they're
What's the
surrounded
other guy's
by
name?
Johnny Wong's gang. Now Johnny
Okay,
Wong
okay.
is a little tougher. He doesn't give a
No.
shit.
Johnny
What's
Wong's
the
still
other
idiot, too.
undercover cop? The origami.
Yeah, Alan.
That was his character's name.
Alan.
Yes.
They gave Chow Yun Fat tequila, and they gave Tony.
And then they go
Alan.
Alan with one N.
Alan, the most
So,
badass name.
Tequila's
time.
there, and he jumps down from the
ALIN.
roof, and he's shooting guns every which way. But
Yeah.
hold on.
Okay.
But wait, before that, we got to talk about Alan shoots Uncle Hoy, kills him, and then he orders the men to shoot the rest of the gang, and they kill all those guys. And Johnny
Yeah.
Wong is like, "Yeah, this
Bang
is
bang
great.
bang.
We totally
Wait,
took
there's
over."
two things in this scene that were awesome though. That are my favorite things in the whole movie.
Oh, way
actually.
more than two, but yeah.
But my favorite things in the whole movie were in these two scenes. One was like when the guy did the motorcycle thing, and then he slid and then like spun around and stood up and immediately shot a guy.
Dude. Yeah. Then you go,
awesome.
oh, that's the main bad guy right there. That's the main like henchman.
Yeah. And the other one was when that one guy flew his motorcycle right into a guy.
Into a dude.
Yeah,
Yeah, those are my
yeah.
two favorite scenes
That
too.
was sick.
It was just
Good.
he just squished his ass.
Rip.
He just
Yeah, it did.
squished him.
Uh,
And the way it was
what I
filmed was
liked.
perfect.
The Tequila comes
Yeah.
down with his shotgun, and then he's just blasting dudes on motorcycle, and
Long range.
then
long
they're
range
in the
shot.
air.
don't worry about
They're
that.
in the air flying. Tequila shoots them. Their engine explodes, and then they crash in like a fury wreck. And he does this like 2 or 3 times. It's awesome, man.
Everything explodes.
There's also lots of cool shots of guys like rolling through the back of cars with like an explosion
Half-
going off at the same time.
Yeah,
there's a
like
lot
half
going
built
on
cars,
in the
like
shots.
just frames of cars. That's a cool little. Here's the thing that I noticed John Woo did, especially in the hospital scene, which was this is my second favorite. Actually, probably my most favorite scene. We'll talk about it later, but I noticed he does this where it's the back and forth, where they are like in that car scene, he's just jumping through the front seat, shooting, and then the other guy jumps through
Yes.
one side and shoots, and then it goes back
Yes.
to Chow Yun, and he's like in the back seat jumping this. Everybody's literally
And
just
they're
kind
going
of
back and
rolling and
forth.
hopping. And
Maybe
it,
the
the way
swastika
it's,
hold
swastika
on.
with their
it's a dance,
go-
dude, and the way it's
They
filmed
go
is
back
gorgeous.
and forth, and then they both put their guns up to their heads, and then it's like click.
Yeah, and then
And
they're out
then
of bullets.
Tequila's like, I guess Alan's gonna kill me, and then Alan's like, nope, I'm not gonna kill you. And then Tequila's like, that's interesting. He didn't kill me.
Yeah. Because
Fascinating.
that's when he knew, right? That's when he was like, oh, he must be a cop. Or
Then he
just a
talks.
decent.
What do you
talks-
guys think there's homoerotic undertones?
Of course,
No,
But not as
I
much
thought it
as
was
the
just pretty-
killer.
I thought it was a pretty much overtone.
the killer is
The
way
whole-
more homoerotic. It's a very similar movie. It's about a gangster, or two gangsters, I believe, who are rivals, and they're like basically in love with each other. And it's way more melodramatic.
There's literally no women in this movie other than the one love interest, and then like innocent bystanders.
That poor lady.
So
It's a pretty gay
Tequila
movie.
and Alan hook up. They become buds. They're
All
gonna
action
take out
movies are pretty
Johnny
gay,
Wong.
honestly. When you think about it.
Most guys are pretty gay.
That's why they have to put naked ladies in them and stuff. To be like,
To
we're
make
not
it
gay.
Yeah, but no, I think here's the thing: is like guys can be gay with each other, and it's like fine. Like if they're
Yeah.
not, like they can horse around and slap each other's wieners and stuff, and they can still be straight.
Yeah.
And I don't think society is ready for that. So you have to put like the bromance is a thing, and so you have to put like two dudes can be in love and not want to fuck each other. You know, they can be in love and just want to both be undercover cops, and one's hard and one's soft. You know.
That's
They
their
just
like.
want to shower together. No big
sort
deal.
of
They just
Role
want to
play.
shower. They don't want to no penetration.
Mhm.
It's just love, man. It's purest. It's love in its purest form when two guys are in love.
You watch my back, I'll
When
watch
two
your back.
tough action guys are in love. That's love. I miss
It's
him.
beautiful.
I miss my guy.
Just rest your nuts on my mouth and don't put it in. Let me just feel the warmth of your sack.
Yeah.
Exactly.
If you don't put it in, it's not gay.
If your homie is sick, potentially has a fever, and you don't go to check on him and to check his forehead if he's got a fever, if you don't use your testicles and lightly dip them on his forehead, like your mother used to do with the back of her palm, the back of her hand, then that ain't your friend, bro. If I'm sick and I don't got one of my good friends' sacks on the top of my head,
It's
Let's say we
actually-
go.
Get a more
hold on,
accurate
man.
reading with your nuts.
Let's say we go running. Let's say we play
Exactly.
tennis. We like
Mhm.
work out for a few hours. Why don't you just take your pubes, your bush, and just wring out the sweat over my nostrils? You know,
yeah,
let's do something like that.
I wring
just
it
two
out down,
buds.
and it goes down my little dingus like a nice ice, one of those ice shots where you pour the shot down
Nice.
an ice sculpture. It's like that, but it's my stinky warm dingus after a hard game of tennis.
That's fun. That's a fun thing to do with your boys.
Mhm. So it ain't gay.
That's the
No.
point. Yeah.
Oh, they
That-
did have
Point
it.
is,
There
it's
is that
not-
crazy sex. There is that crazy sex, that gay sex scene in the
Mhm.
hard
On the
boiled. I
boat.
forgot about that.
The
Yeah.
two guys on the boat
Mhm.
testing each
yeah.
other out.
Folding each other like origami, if you know what I'm saying.
Here's a little. Make your buddy a little origami. Then your buddy comes on it,
That's
No,
how they
you put-
stick together, right?
and then you
Not
put
gay.
the,
That's on the origami.
then you put it in your mouth and chew it up, swallow it. No evidence of that happening.
Oh,
So-
it's okay.
that's your secret. That's your secret
Let's talk
together.
about
The
that
perfect
boat
crime.
scene. That boat scene
It
where
is a crime.
after the warehouse, after they have that realization that he's not going to kill him, and then they split ways, he finds out that he lives on a boat. Tequila finds out that he lives on a boat, presumably, and then
He's
like
above
follows
that.
him. And I think this is where the bond really happens. It's not when he didn't shoot him in the warehouse. It's when the guy realizes, oh, he also can't afford a house. This guy lives on a boat.
True.
Interesting, right?
He's like, oh, I can relate to this guy. And then he just freaking dives into his boat and tackles his ass.
Yeah, and he kills.
And nobody gets
makes
hurt.
passionate love to him.
They kill the rest of the gang of Uncle Hoy, and then that's it. Uncle Hoy's gang is gone. 100%
Okay.
dead.
But in the warehouse, Chow Yun Fat's flying around, long range, blasting people with a shotgun, cross like 100 yards away, perfect accuracy, blasting holes in them. On the boat, one of the bad guys goes over to the sky roof at about 2 feet away, point blank range, shoots Alan through the liver,
No big deal.
and he's just fine.
We got to go to the hospital.
And he got a little bit of bandages.
And what's convenient is that after that, they go to the hospital. Turns out all the guns that the gun runner's been smuggling, it's just in the basement of the hospital.
No.
It's like
The one
are you
hospital
gonna
in
do?
Hong Kong.
in the morgue. And all the morgue workers are like armed guards with like guns.
Everybody's an armed guard or a cop. There's no like actual civilians.
There's babies.
Cops. Oh my God. Yes, we got to get to that baby scene because the hugely missed opportunity for a joke.
Well, here's another thing is Foxy, who was a gangster that Chow Yun Fat has been talking to, and he's been like giving him information. He got what, shot up, or no, they beat the shit out of him or something, and then he's in the hospital. And then Alan and Tequila meet up, and they're
They
gonna
beat
do a
him up
little
and then they beat him up. And while they're beating him up, Alan slips his cop lighter, the lighter he got from the cop that would give him away as a cop. He slips it into the guy's front pocket, pushes him against the railing, and then shoots him directly in the lighter. That's how he survived.
Yeah, that's how you do
That's
it.
fucking stupid.
It works.
Uvalde
light-
police could do something.
Would
like
the lighter?
that, no
Wouldn't the
problem.
lighter explode?
Come on, Ryan.
Come on, dude.
What if it's not filled with fluid?
Why would it? Why would he get a brand new lighter that doesn't have fluid in it?
Well,
If that's a
lighters
shitty
brand
gift,
new.
I guess.
Lighters
Hey.
brand new don't have fluid.
But it was a gift. So somebody's like, "Hey, here, by the way, battery's not included."
Yeah, what are you gonna give
It's a
him a
shitty
lighter
gift.
without fluid in it? That's insane.
Yeah, bad friend. I bet
You
that
wanna
dude
say
doesn't
this
even
guy's
put
a
his
bad
nuts
friend?
on his forehead when he's sick. Yeah, I bet that guy doesn't even put his nuts on Alan's forehead when he's sick.
Dude, if I was sick, I would just wring my fucking nut hair out over Adam's candy dish head and just fill it up.
Oh, make like a poultice.
If you were
poultice?
sick? That's what you would do.
If I was sick and my
That's
bag
really
was
rude.
my
dude.
bag was really sweaty and like gross.
Just
You wouldn't
fever
have a mask
sweats?
on your nuts, even if you were sick.
No, like a
That's
mask
the
on my
problem,
nuts.
is 'cause we have
No,
a society of people like you. That's why COVID is still a thing.
Adam, you're like fully naked in a shed right now.
yeah, he's so hot. He's
But
just
I'm wearing a mask.
no, you're not.
You never
No,
know
you're
when
not.
COVID you could get COVID.
Stand up.
Stand up. Let's
Theater of the mind.
Let's
Stand
look at your
up.
body. Ew, he's so happy.
Oh my God.
Ew,
Do you
he just
shave?
sho-
Do you shave your chest?
Yeah, of course.
Have you guys seen The Machinist?
No, I'm
That's what it-
naturally
that's
like
what-
smooth.
If you're listening,
Sleep
Adam's
with a seal.
body's like Christian Bale in The Machinist.
You think he's that ripped?
I'm being generous.
Bitch, that's
The-
you, motherfucker.
the
First of
zoo-
all,
The Zoom camera adds 10
Ryan is
pounds.
much scrawnier than me.
Adam's
Yeah,
interesting 'cause he has-
right, dude.
Hey, why don't you guys take your shirts off?
Adam is the
Unless you're afraid
fattest
to
and
show.
skinniest person you'll ever see in your life. I was like, that skinny guy sure is fat.
Damn.
He has an inflated
Ryan was
tummy.
incredibly jacked when he lifted his shirt.
It's like a 20 pack.
Yeah.
So this hospital shootout, this is pretty
Super tan.
crazy. They're
This
like,
is the craziest fucking shootout. And John Woo's basically Asian Michael Bay. Is that what's going on here?
oh yeah,
But like better. He's definitely
Yeah.
better than Michael
Yeah,
Bay.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. Asian Michael Bay. That's what I would. That's it.
Or I guess I would say Michael Bay is an American John Woo. Trying to
I'm
be.
getting a weird vibe from Adam. He seems
What?
to be
It's like sexually
he
aroused.
seems to be condescending towards the movie. So let's hear Adam's condescending take.
No, I didn't mean that in a condescending way.
Well, he seemed threatened by this film.
Yeah, what's the deal, bro?
A little threatened. I don't care for all the violence. Honestly,
Why?
It's a little too
I don't
much
care.
violence.
All right, never mind.
Do
Adam
we
doesn't
need
have
this in
anything.
society? Just kidding.
Adam doesn't have anything. So the
no, I
shootout
do.
is
I'll
awesome.
talk for real. I'll say something
Oh,
because I think I'm
Get
going to
real,
have a
bro.
dissenting
Get
opinion
real.
on this movie, so I might as well talk about it now.
go ahead.
This is
here
like the
comes the-
Supreme Court. This
Here
podcast.
comes the lame-o opinion, the nerd,
Yeah,
the
he's-
idiot.
He's gonna be serious.
You want me to just say all the things that I think are?
Give us the bullet points. Yeah.
Because the movie's
Well,
awesome.
I feel like it's too long. I don't like the melodrama in Asian movies. I always have a hard time with that. And it makes them seem like lame.
There was, yeah, I'll agree with you. There was about 30 minutes that we
Yeah,
didn't
a
need
lot
in the
of
middle there.
not enough action in this movie. It's
Fucking long.
just
Too much in the hospital.
too much.
Well, the pay. I do agree with Adam, and I know you're being sarcastic, William, but I do like there was
Thanks, Ryan.
a nice pacing where it was fucking shootout, 20-minute shootout,
Hospital killed it.
10-minute conversation, 20-minute shootout, 10-minute conversation, and then they had like a nice little rhythm going like that, or whatever. It'd be action convo, and then in the middle of it, it was just like conversation. It was like
all
just
set up.
two.
And all
Well,
the
it's like,
dialogue.
no, I get it,
Once
but it
they
could have
get to
been
the
way, you could
hospital,
have set it
it's
up
all
quicker.
action. It's
I was
Exactly.
thinking about how a lot of the dialogue felt like very generic, like conversation, like fake AI conversation kind of. And then I realized it might have something to do with like just listening
Fake
to like a really
AI?
bad English dub.
Oh, you
movie,
watched the
but-
English dub?
Oh
I
yeah.
watched it in Cantonese.
You watched the dub?
Nah. You gotta go dub, dude. Trust me.
No.
Well,
See,
I mean,
here's
were
the
you
Adam,
thing.
able
are
to
you
watch the movie?
serious?
Adam.
No, I watched
is-
a little bit of it. Like I thought the dub was really bad.
Let me ask you
honestly,
a
so I
question,
switched-
Adam.
No, I switched to Cantonese.
I don't care. Who cares?
And then
Let me
but I
ask
got
you a
tired
question,
of reading.
Adam.
I switched back.
Here's my
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
Did you
Oh, and I
understand
don't
what
like the
was going
slow-mo.
on?
Honestly.
Do you understand what's going on in the movie?
Yeah, it's like cops, undercover cops.
Yeah, he doesn't follow the plot.
I know what's going on.
You can't
What is
follow
the plot? What is the cop trying to undercover or cover over?
Triads. It's the triads.
Let's just be honest. This is better than any Jackie Chan movie ever made. The directing is better. The slow motion is
I
better.
don't know if I like the
Yeah,
directing.
those two things are correct. This
This
I
is
think
John
I
Woo's
enjoyed
best
the directing
movie.
of Stone Cold more than this movie.
You're just threatened because you see. Here's the thing. Adam loves Jackie Chan.
That's true.
He
I love Jackie too.
he
Happy to
overpraises
admit to
Jackie
that.
Chan, but he doesn't know anything about any other Hong Kong action star. So whenever he sees something different, he's just like, "This isn't Jackie Chan.
Sammo Hung.
I can't be into this."
It's weird. Sammo Hung's name should be Chow Yun Fat when you think about it.
That should be your
Why?
name, buddy.
What's that?
That should be your name.
I'm not.
You're fat and skinny at the
Stop
same
trying to make
time.
The listeners think I'm fat.
You're like the machinist if he had a big lunch.
I know I have the voice of a fat guy, but I'm not a fat guy.
You're like
I
the
also
machinist after
A
a
big
holiday,
lunch.
weekend with the family, and it's too much.
Going to
food.
Buca de Beppo. Just being like, oh,
You're like
man.
no, you're like the machinist, but if it was called the meal list, and you just ate too much.
What
You
do
just
think of
loved
the
meals.
the scene of all the babies, and the babies getting taking
oh
a
my
bath?
god, dude, those babies were hot. You know what I
Taking
mean?
a bath. What are you talking about?
Remember the babies were taking a bath? You see
Their
their
little
penises?
dinguses, their little dingus floating. Ooh, I had
I
to
figured
pause
Adam-
the movie for a minute if you know what I'm saying.
I figured Adam would have a huge problem with this scene and just be like, "Why do we have to see the babies' penises?"
I would never have my son expose his little tiny, smaller
Imagine
than
if
normal
that was
wiener.
you as a baby.
That'd be great. So the babies, what I love about you seeing the babies' penises is that this is paid off beautifully in the climax of the film when Chow Yun Fat is getting blown up and he's on fire, and then a little baby pisses on him.
The one baby he's been shooting,
cool.
dude. That scene
That
was
was
cool when he was like singing the lullaby, making up the lullaby, and then just like shooting guys around him, holding the
That
baby.
pissing scene should have been in slow mo.
That's the scene that they missed a crazy funny opportunity. I don't know if it's crazy funny, but the baby pees to get the fire out on his legs. He jumps out of the window, and then now is this super badass cop. Like if you just see this super cop jump out, swinging from a cord, landing like a goddamn Batman onto the ground, holding
Say
a baby. Batman.
Batman.
Holding a baby while a hospital explodes behind him. That's the coolest fucking thing you see. And then you walk up to him, and it just looks like he's got piss all down the inside of his
Looks
leg.
like he's pissed his own
and
pants.
It looks like he's pissed his own pants because the baby and then
She's like,
the
"No,
dialogue. No, I swear to God, the
It
baby.
was the baby. It's like a Mr.
peed.
Bean scene.
Exactly. There was something that they could have done.
Yeah.
It
What
would
about
have
when the
not been
gangsters-
in the scene of the movie, but
The gangsters are firing rockets from bazookas out the window into the cops, just blowing up cops. That shit was
Yes.
awesome.
Oh, and
Compare-
people.
What do you think is better, this scene, the hospital raid or whatever, or the courthouse scene from Stone Cold?
The warehouse scene in Hard
What?
Boiled is the best
No,
stunt work
the-
you'll see in
No,
any
the
movie.
no,
Not
no,
the-
the
no, I'm talking
hospital
about like
scene
a
is
big
way better
raid
than the
This is
where
way
the
better
bad
than
guys
the
are
Stone
shooting
Cold.
out of the.
This is way better than the Stone Cold
hospital.
scene.
It's
100%.
100%. The worst fight scene in this movie is better than any in Stone Cold.
I mean,
The
there's
scene-
really good
okay,
stunts in Stone
Back
Cold.
to
See,
the
if
back
you-
and forth. The scene
If
where
you could remove
where
the
Alan,
biases in your brain towards good movies, Adam, if you just the thing is,
I just
what,
don't know if
three
I'm
guys on
vibing.
three guys on motorcycles?
did you say you don't know if you're vibing?
I'm not vibing. I think
You're
that's
dumb.
the.
This is not your kind of. This isn't your kind of thing.
No, it's okay. Of course, I can appreciate good stunts and like all the like action and stuff, but it's like I don't know. Like Die Hard came out before this movie.
Adam,
And
you
that-
watched it. You watched it in half dub and half sub, and like,
What about the
That's-
time crisis scene Ryan was talking about, where they're going down the hallway?
Oh yeah,
dudes?
the like long
Boom,
take.
boom,
and
boom.
literally
They're shooting
people are
three
popping
people.
out, and they're popping out in the same regard
Yeah.
as the game.
You talking about where they go to the into the elevator and go down a floor and then come out another one and it's like one shot.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's
seems
a good
that
one.
shot's awesome.
Okay, so the
course,
scene
you gotta
where Alan,
give it up.
where Tequila's dealing with the baby, and Alan is dealing with the badass eye patch bad guy, Tony or whatever his name is.
Mad Dog.
You know who?
Mad Dog.
Mad Dog. Yeah, that dude was fucking dope. He's the one that fell off the motorcycle, that slid the motorcycle and did that flip and stood. That was
He's
his
a
intro in
stuntman.
the movie. So
a
fucking cool. And he
he's
looks
the-
like
Yeah.
Jackie Chan.
Yeah, that
he
guy
looks
was
like
cool.
Jackie. He had Jackie's
That's
hair,
what I
so I
liked.
figured Adam would like him. Yeah.
Yeah. That was
Anyways,
the reason why.
so
I
the
liked him.
scene where Alan and him are shooting back and forth, and they go through, they're shooting through the window. You know what they're just going down the hall and just each doing the same thing, but at a different angle. And then one jumps through the window and the other one jumps through. Oh my God, it's fucking, how did he film that? The
I don't know.
timing,
Two cameras. He
the
had to shoot really
practical
fast.
effects, the
No, you can't do two cameras if it's
squibs,
like
the squib
camera being
effects,
the
like
shot.
the timing
One
was
camera. I guess.
beautiful.
I don't know. So, John Woo, apparently, just like the Stone Cold thing, they had to shoot this hospital scene very fast. They had to get in and out because people did not like it. But that, I feel like all that interior shooting stuff was a set, so it probably didn't matter.
Yeah, absolutely, it was.
I love the scene where Mad Dog realizes Johnny Wong is too evil for him. So Johnny Wong is just shooting innocent people and killing them. And then Mad Dog's like, why did you shoot them? They're innocent people. He's like, they're in my way and they deserve to
Yeah.
die. And then Mad Dog shoots him once and then the bullets run out.
Yeah, and
And
he
then
shot him
Johnny-
in the fucking gut.
When he
Yeah.
did
He's
that, I
dead,
was like,
dude.
oh, this
He's
is the bad
dead.
guy.
You don't
I knew
just
that-
you don't
I knew
just
that-
flinch. Sorry, that
No, that's okay. Yeah, Johnny
He
Wong.
was the
You don't
bad
just-
guy.
Part
He
of-
was the bad guy.
he was that's when I knew I was like, this is the bad guy of the movie
Cool.
when he shot
When
down
he-
those
Oh, I thought once he got an eye patch,
innocent people.
you were
no,
like,
no,
this
Johnny
guy
Wong.
seems like a bad guy.
I could tell that guy was a bad guy right away. That's the thing. Only bad guys have eye patches.
But he wasn't a bad guy. At the end of the day, he had
Wow.
some morals. He was just
Okay.
a thug.
Yeah.
He was a murderer, sure.
That's kind of what this whole movie is about when you think about it. Like who you think is the bad guy is actually an undercover cop, or he just wants to buy a house. All these guys just want to buy a house, but they're running and jumping and shooting into the middle of a room at each other. And it's like, guys, stop, talk, work it out.
Why don't you put your money together, boys, and let's buy a nice big bachelor pad for all of us? We can all live there
Yeah.
together.
Let's get a
Yeah.
TikTok mansion, boys.
Yeah.
So
We'll get a little beach house. We'll have our guns.
start like a singles community.
Well, in this, honestly, Adam, you bring up a really good point because we have a huge unhousing situation in America, and maybe these cops would be better at their jobs and wouldn't be murdering people if we got these cops into homes, because these cops are homeless right now and they're just out there jumping around shooting,
Damn.
all just trying to get a house. I mean, unless they're lucky and they get to live on a boat.
Let's talk about the big finale. So
Cool cops live on a boat for sure.
Alan is taken hostage by Johnny Wong, and Tequila can't get a shot in on him. So Alan comes up with a brilliant plan. He takes his gun and shoots himself through the stomach, and then the bullet hits Johnny Wong. And then Tequila is
he didn't
able to
have to
get the
do that.
shot Tequila's able to get the shot, and then the bullet goes right through his eye.
Which he could have done anyways.
Nah,
They gave this guy a lot of chances. Or like they let him get away a lot, this Johnny Wong guy.
Well, what I
Like, he
really
had
liked
the thing,
is
the
the clicker.
clicker, but he had to press 2 buttons and they can't just shoot him in the head.
No,
Like,
I
he's
didn't
still
get
gonna be
that.
able to pull that
I
off?
didn't get that at all.
They let him walk away, turn around and like casually walk out. These are
Yeah, I
things that
didn't get
bother me
that.
too. So
Cares. It's just a lot of fun to watch people jump around and shoot each other. That's
It
what
was.
I say.
it is,
So-
it is, of course.
This movie's about style. It's about being cool. It's about being awesome. It's about playing clarinet.
Yes,
It's about
yes,
jazz.
yes.
It's about
But
drinking.
Ooh, it is jazz.
Super Cop, while we're talking about that shootout scene at the end, he who gets humiliated. He's not even like the cool cop. It's the undercover guy that gave him the open shot by shooting himself in the gut. He was literally slapping himself and yelling
hard
he's
dick move.
impotent in front of
Oh, yeah.
everybody,
That was awesome. An awesome
which I
scene when
thought
he
was
got
a
him to say
really
he's impotent.
good. And they didn't really, he never really redeemed himself after that. He didn't need to. So imagine this.
Tequila.
He looks like a fucking
Tequila
idiot.
is literally
saved
on his
babies.
knees with
He looks like
piss
an
all
idiot.
down his
Yeah.
with piss all down his leg, just slapping himself saying he's impotent. That's your superhero.
Yes, that's more
That
cool.
is an interesting way to go
The
out.
fact
for
that
a guy.
he isn't afraid to play jazz, play the clarinet. It would have been awesome if he busted out the
It's
clarinet
true.
and it was like a gun.
Clarinet. No, he's like a snake charmer and he charms the
Yeah,
guy
on the
away
roof.
The
On
most
the roof,
infinite
shooting people
clarinet
below
solo.
him. Something like
Oh,
that would have been
he's
really
do,
nice
do,
to
do,
tie
do.
in. But apparently they rewrote this entire script in 1 week. So when they shot the tea house scene, they didn't even have a screenplay for the rest of the movie. And it's basically made up as it went along.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to see another John Woo movie that's a little more written out, and watch The Killer, the one he made before this. But I think Hard Boiled is just about the action scenes, and they're incredible. So
They're really good.
Yeah, they
Moral of
they
the
did not
story-
do a lot of callbacks.
How many?
moral of the story:
Sorry.
get your guns, do your action scenes, make them big, make them loud. Don't worry about the plot.
But also don't. I would say don't give too much time to it too, because that's the problem. This movie could have been cut, have a bunch of scenes cut out, and be way better. Because
Yeah,
nobody
cool.
cares.
Wow, what scene would you cut?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like there's a bunch of scenes in the middle. Like I can't believe it's more than 2 hours.
What would you cut? What scene?
I can't. I mean the
Oh,
generic.
okay. You can't
dialogue
remember.
scenes.
You can't remember. Ladies and gentlemen, the audience out there, let me apologize for Adam right now. I'm sorry you have to hear this
Oh, it's a testament to how the scenes
ravings
not being good.
of a bored lunatic. You can't even remember
I'm just
the
shirtless in a
scenes.
shed. Okay, I'm not a lunatic.
You
When
would
you-
cut
when you're-
Foxy getting kicked and beaten up.
No.
No, who's Foxy? Is that the lady? Is that the
Exactly.
lady?
He doesn't even know who Foxy is. He watched the
But
dub
see, a lot
version.
of
He
the scenes,
probably
the
has
lady-
he probably has a different name. His name could be something
Rest in
ridiculous.
Rest in peace, Foxy's sternum. All that beating was so fucking cartoonish, dude. He rolls him over, like pulls his head back, and then just like punches his sternum.
What
It's
about
like
when
real
Mad Dog
wrestling.
cuts his
Real
throat and all that
WWE.
blood shoots against the curtain.
Yeah, that was dope.
Honestly, I
Beautiful.
feel like if you have if your action movie is going to be over 2 hours, you need to cut the lady stuff out of the movie.
Okay, calm
know.
down, Idaho patriot murderer. We don't need this kind of hatred on our
No, I'm
podcast.
just-
Okay, this is June Pride Month. We don't celebrate that hatred.
I thought the theme
So-
of the podcast was cool cops. This
So
month.
Adam just wants a montage
Cops
of
can be
shootouts.
cool. The coolest cops are trans. Thank you very much. Okay.
Yeah,
and
literally
they're-
the guy that lived on the boat, he was trans. He was like transitioning from a cop to a gangster.
Whoa.
And then
back
he
again.
even at one point he goes, I don't know who I am. Alan is like, I don't know who I am anymore. I don't know if I'm more
The moral of the
cop or
story
if I'm more
is
Allegory.
gangster.
Yeah.
pay gangsters to kill their bosses. You will get way more done. Just give a gangster a little houseboat.
You give it. Here's
A
the thing.
house
You
in
give a
Guam.
but if you give a
We're gonna
gangster
get you
a
a house in
cookie, he's gonna
Guam.
want some milk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
I
can't
do.
give him out. You can't give a mouse a cookie.
Just pay off the gangsters. They're in there. They're making deals. Why risk a cop's life? Let's buy our way out of this problem.
Also, like, how many undercover cops are you going to have before you're just like
Before you are the
do
gang.
anything? They're like Uvalde in this fucking operation. They're just like sending guys, they're doing the opposite actually of the Uvalde thing. They're sending a bunch of guys in. Too
Well,
many.
we want them to do the opposite of Uvalde. Thank you very much.
We want him to
let
do
me
that.
apologize to the audience, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very sorry.
Adams maybe
I'm
having
sorry.
a
I'm
heat
one of the
stroke in a
people that
shed right now.
All right.
I'm not. I might
Let's do
just be the
ratings.
heat stroke, but I believe that the Uvalde police were correct to not go in.
Let's do the ratings.
Can you imagine being a kid calling 911 and then on the other side of the door you hear like a phone ring and then you hear a cop go, "Oh, fuck, and then he silences it? That's what was happening. They were on the other side of the door while children were yelling. Well, they were listening to children get murdered. You know who wasn't? Fucking Tequila getting his hair cut, dipped halfway in the middle of his haircut, drove across town, grabbed his boy Alan from the boathouse.
Every cop should want to do
Shoot
a crazy
Adam.
rush towards a shooter like that, because
Cool.
that's the whole pardon
That's-
you want me you
yeah,
just cutting
that's
me
what we
off?
Can we do
need.
ratings? Because
We need that kind of bravado.
It's boring. It's just
I didn't even get to the point.
You weren't going to get to it.
I was
Well, you didn't get to it, so I got bored. I'm sorry. Maybe ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to apologize for myself for cutting off Adam's bad joke. I'm sure it was going to be really funny.
Point.
Oh, it wasn't even a joke. It was a point. Thank God I cut it off. Never mind. I'm apologizing for Adam. So what's the rating? I give it 5 stars. It's awesome.
Jesus.
I mean, I'm gonna go 4.5 on this one just because that chunk there's like it could have been 20, it could have been 15 minutes shorter, it could have been 8 minutes shorter. It didn't have to be 2 hours and 8 minutes long. Also, you check it out, you can watch it on YouTube for free.
So
I'm
my
sure
question
you can.
earlier,
I would like to know what other movie is giving you action scenes like this.
John
This
Wick,
blows away Police Story.
Commando.
Police Story has
no.
the chase scene in the beginning, and then they
Absolutely,
have,
but those are
and
two
then you
different
have
genres, though. Those
the
are
mall-
two different genres.
the
One's
mall
martial
fight out.
arts and one's a shoot 'em up.
Thank you, Ryan.
this blows away Police Story. This is the best Hong Kong action movie ever made.
I mean, yeah, just that
It-
whole handrail scene
What are-
steals
Plus,
it.
What
plus
are
the
John Woo's
clarinet.
other movies like that he made before this?
They're exactly
The
like
same.
this.
So
What are you talking about?
what's so important about this movie?
This one has the best action scenes. The warehouse scene, people on motorcycles jumping around in
Iconic.
the air, doing amazing stunt work.
Just the way that fucking Mad Dog is entered into the movie.
long.
That side
The man-
slide, and then he does like a roll and he's just standing up and
Shh.
popping people off, dude.
Here's the thing. This movie's about style. Okay. And Adam doesn't understand style. He sees the world like a 1-bit computer, like a Game Boy,
It's numbers.
know,
I'm in the Matrix.
4 green colors. He doesn't understand that.
It's code. I see it all in code.
So I give it 5 stars. Adam, what's your rating?
3.25.
Cool. Anyway, that's the end of the episode.
Well, the story is cops.
Oh, wait, we
cool.
got to talk
Give
about next week's movie.
Okay.
give him a second gun. Here's our problem with the cops is they don't got enough guns. Give them 2
That's
guns at
true.
once.
I'm a fake arm that has a third gun, just to look,
On their dick,
Whoa, yeah.
a baby arm. Imagine if your dick could have a little gun on it.
Imagine
Oh,
if your
been
dick had an
there, baby.
elbow and
You'd have to
and a
shoot it
hand at the end.
sideways out.
I have one of those musket knives at the end of a musket, like those stabbing swords. What are those called?
Bayonet.
Bayonet. I've got one of those around my dingus.
Let's
You
talk
could have
about.
a-
You know
an
what I
ar-
would have on your dick? You would have that
Hmm.
1 bullet gun that Mad Dog is using, where he takes one
That
shot.
shit with the pearl snap. It's like pearl handle grip and with like a gold. That shit was tight, dude.
Awesome.
And it shot like fucking 50 caliber rounds.
then he would reload it.
Big old bullets. It was just that was a little cannon.
Oh, there's no reloading in this movie. What about that scene?
And then
gotta
he
pay
he just
attention.
constantly holding it against his arm, dude. That was sick. Yeah, this movie is 5 stars, man. I forgot about that gun. 5
Oh,
Ryan.
stars.
Yes.
Go low,
Do that.
go down.
No, this shit is awesome.
It was dope.
Stylish.
3.5. I'll say 3.5.
Okay, you don't
Jeez.
have to go
You're
up
threatened.
0.005%.
How am I threatened? 3.35.
You're frightened.
All right, what's next week?
Next week we're doing cruising. All right. We need some cool cops. We need
Fuck
some
is
fun
that?
cops. We need Al Pacino in New York City undercover in in the meat packing district looking for a gay serial killer.
You wearing a Tommy Bahama?
Is he wearing a Tommy Bahama? No.
Hawaiian tee?
He's wearing leather.
How you gonna be in a movie? How's there gonna be
Chaps.
a movie called Cruising and nobody's in a button-up Tommy Bahama Hawaiian tee?
Good question. Guess we'll find out.
He's cruising for a bruising.
Yeah. That sounds
No, he's
awesome,
not. If he's
William.
wearing all that, if he's wearing all that leather, it's padded. He ain't getting bruised.
He's cruising for a
It's
bruising.
a funny joke if you want to ever cruise for gay sex to be wearing like flip flops and Hawaiian
no shirt on and be Adam in a shed.
Yeah, what's going on, bro?
Adam's
I am
cruising
wearing
and he's in
flip-flops.
his shed. And he's just like, where are all the guys? Where are they?
I want to make my great joke, but nobody's here. What are you gonna do?
It'd be so fun if Chow Yun Fat just threw a grenade through the window and blew you up.
Does an Adam joke if he's alone in the woods, or what's the saying?
I'm chatting.
can't believe-
Skinny fat.
What sucks is we will never go through a shootout. We will never get to throw a grenade. We will never get to jump a motorcycle.
This was my point.
Speak for
you fucking idiot.
yourself,
Dude.
Speak for your fucking self, dude. I live in Texas.
Oh,
That's
this
true.
was Adam's point.
When
I'm
the
a
Civil
fucking
War
idiot.
goes down, I'm gonna
You
be
cut
caught
me
in the
off
middle of a
mid-sentence.
goddamn.
Well,
I
are
was saying
boring.
all cops should be wanting to have the moment where they dive through a door shooting,
Cool.
and those fucking
They
idiots.
do.
Really,
they see-
the
they
same
do,
point
they
that I
secretly
made.
do.
Frog.
I
I
ju-
want to be running around
You
shooting.
did this.
I wanted to be like Gross Point Blank in that convenience store.
This
You
is
know,
just
I'm
like
sure-
that hard-boiled, soft-boiled dick joke thing. He tried to steal it, as I said it earlier.
Adam is soft boiled.
No,
So
Williams soft.
let the record show Adam bombed and I saved the show.
What kind of eggs am I?
You're sunny side up.
Yeah, you're just a really cheerful guy.
Sunny side. Let's be honest. Sunny side up, the worst egg. Period.
No, poached.
Flip
Poached is
that
weird.
egg. Flip that
Bro,
egg.
you know I'm a tofu scramble.
Ryan's dick is so fucked up. It's poached.
It's poached because all these women trying to go out of their way to freaking grab it,
Damn,
kill it.
you got too.
What do you think
I'm
of
like-
Anthony Wong saying?
Like get out of my,
HJ.
get out of quit lurking around my bushes trying to kill this dingus.
What about Anthony Wong saying? So, oh, you're the hard-boiled cop, and I'm about to kill you, or whatever.
Right at the end, I do
Little
love when a movie's title is in the dialogue.
This is great. Great dialogue.
Mhm.
It's a great movie. This is a movie. Just fast forward through the action scenes. Watch the dialogue scenes. You will be so entertained. You're talking about
I am
Cops.
Go on.
shenanigans, guys talking on docks and things.
Jazz.
And, going to the jazz club. John Woo playing the owner of the jazz club for no reason, just being.
And
in the
his name
movie.
is also Mr. Wu.
Yeah.
His character's name was Mr. Wu.
Cool
I
thing
will
to do.
say I am disappointed that Alan died and also Mad Dog because by the end
Alan
of it,
does not die. He's on a boat and he's sailing the world.
Oh, that's right. Mad Dog was about to enter that friendship. That was about to become a threesome. And I would have watched that fucking sequel.
Mm.
This movie rocks, kicks ass. It's a little
The
too
hard, the hard, the soft, and the medium boiled would be the sequel.
I'll say this though.
Soft boiled.
The enjoyment of this movie. See, I've seen this at New Beverly. So watching this movie, there were like moments where like when that throat
New Beverly.
when the throat got slashed, like I remember that
He loves
just the
saying
whole
that.
audience going like, oh, like this movie with an audience is
Yeah, a bunch of guys like you.
so much better. Because
They were making
sure,
fun
for
of
sure.
me. I was watching at the speakeasy and they were making fun of me because I was that guy. I was like, yo, like when the motorcycle, when the dirt bike guy gets smashed and he just throws it in, I was like, hey, and they're like, I mean, they're a bunch of Goodfellas though. They like watching the Goodfellas type mobster movies.
you know, if you're in your grandma's basement, like Adam, shirtless, hot, no AC, using a solar generator to power your 12-inch television.
Why do you think the solar power generator is a stupid thing?
Adam would be it is because it is. Adam
The
would
power of
be
the sun
a-
is weak. The power of gasoline is strong. I mean, come
Yeah,
on.
but I don't have to buy or have gasoline. I charge it by putting it out in the sun.
Oh, how many times have
charges
you,
in
how
2
many times have
hours,
you used
and it
it
runs.
since then?
I haven't used it. yet.
Exactly.
I just got it. So.
Exactly. So, you know, if you've seen, but what I'm saying is me and Ryan, we watch this movie with all our buds. We're having fun. We're cheering each other on. It's a great experience. Don't
Your
watch this
buds
alone.
are not the other people.
We
at the New
dude,
Beverly.
I'll tell you, I watched
They
it
were
with
that
guns
day.
on the table.
It was my
and
party.
It felt so
it was
much
all my
cooler.
best friends.
It felt way more cooler
Beautiful.
to watch this movie with like 4 guns just on the table. It was
That
dope.
does
Yeah.
sound fucking cool. Yeah. Nice.
I wish I had a gun and I could shoot at him and kill him.
No,
I
you
wish I could.
don't.
I wish I could
No, you don't.
just kick open
I
his
won't
shed
believe it.
door and he's there in his stained, dirty underwear with holes in it. And you just have an Uzi and just shoot him in slow motion, just bullets flying everywhere, and birds are like flying
Just to put
You
me out
slow
of
find
my
out-
misery.
motion. And he's like, oh.
No, it's not birds. It's cockroaches from the shed
Yeah.
are flying in slow motion behind you.
And I'm
They're
just
going
like,
midair.
I have 2
But you
guns
go
and
in and this is how you find out he's been
Don't
living in the
fantasize too
shed.
much about this.
and he's like in slow
Using this-
motion. He's like, oh, he's just getting shot up. Blood is shooting in the air. There's paper going everywhere. And like
The blood's oddly colored for some reason.
the editing is extremely gratuitous and over the top, where you see me do it. Like I kick open the door like 1, 2, 3 times. It just keeps showing it over and over again. Then like he's dying. He can barely breathe. And then I just put a grenade in his empty head and he just blows up.
As long as you're wearing a mask, you can come into the shed. That's my rule.
As long as you wear a mask, you can come in my head.
In my shed.
Nah, I heard it.
Dude, just a fucking.
you heard it here. If
Go
you're
look
wearing a
at it
mask, you
then.
can
He's
come
in
in
the
Adam's head.
Later.
So he has like 10
Don't take
dudes.
the SH off of that. Or the
And he
S.
goes, actually, you know what? Whatever. If you're vaccinated, no mask is chill too.
Yeah. Got to keep the rules tight in the shed. Shed.
I feel like this episode of an egg's been boiling perfectly.
Dude.
Time to take it out of the water.
Sorry,
Hard
guys, I've been
boiled.
awake since 5:45. So
I'm sorry. Guys, I'm
Dang.
waking
sorry.
up 10 minutes earlier.
Why,
every
what are
day.
you apologizing for?
I literally went
My
to bed at
general.
5:45.
What? What's the matter?
Just, I feel like I normally have a lot, like I'm really like fast and like sharp.
You normally do have a
smart and
shirt on.
witty
That's the
and
only
stuff.
difference. The only difference is you're shirtless.
He's
Yeah.
using the solar generator to give himself TMS treatment. He's just shocking his head. The power of the sun.
Dude, with this one I have, honestly, I think you could do a session.
Dang, speaking of head trauma, y'all, I witnessed some crazy head trauma at like 3 a.m. last night. Is that done? Are we done recording?
Are you gonna tell your story?
Are you? And you didn't do anything, right? You didn't help the guy.
Yeah, I helped the guy. No, I was leaving the speakeasy and
You filmed him.
no, literally 3 of us were leaving, me, the manager, and
Oh,
then just
damn.
the last person. And we walked out, and the second we walked out, just this dude on one of those scooter rentals was just flying by and fucking went off a curb and like flipped and just smashed his head on the concrete. Like at the
You
other
said
end
you
of the
saw the
parking lot.
smack.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then
You hear it?
And so the 3 of us were like, Jesus Christ.
What did it sound like? What did the smack sound
It just
like?
sounded like a body hitting the ground. It was like dead. Nobody else was around because it was 3 a.m. on campus. And anyways, the other 2, the manager's like, man, I gotta go. Like, that's crazy. And I was like, I have to go check on this guy.
The guy left. The other guy left.
The other 2 left because I don't think
Immediately?
they were like, I don't think whatever. It was 3 a.m. They were leaving work. And I don't think they took it that seriously. And I
left.
walked over and the guy was fucking like dazed, and he was like standing over the scooter, and he was like standing up, and he
Fuck.
put his hand on the back of his head. As I was walking up, I was like, hey man, I don't want to startle you. I was kind of coming out of the shadows, and I was like, I just saw that dude. And he
That's nice
pulled
of
his
you.
hand, off the back of his head, and it was blood. It was just blood. His hand, there was no skin, like it was just a pool of blood in his hand.
Damn, that's the sign
And
that
I
you're
was
gonna
like,
die in a movie.
Jesus. No.
So you don't.
Is
You're
it-
not.
They
head
touched the
injuries,
back of your head
head injuries bleed so hard, so much.
Let
So
me ask
I
you-
stood
hold on, hold
there
on,
with
hold on.
him, and I talked to him, and I got his number, and I was asking where he lived and where he's going, and he showed me his Uber. I was like, get an Uber, and he's like, no, I think I can just walk the rest of the way. And I was like, here's my number. text me when you get home, like, don't go to sleep right away. And we kind of talked. He seemed fine. His pupils weren't dilated or nothing. He wasn't concussed, but it was just a lot of blood. And so
Damn,
now we're
that sucks.
homies.
That's crazy.
So he texts me. He's like, I got home, and he's like, that's kind of crazy that you let me just leave.
Text you a picture of his dick
And I was
when
like,
he gets
man,
home.
you just let. That's his game. That's his trap.
Giving himself
Dude,
a head
I
injury.
have not seen that much head blood in a long time, though.
That's crazy. Yeah. Glad he's alive.
Yeah, he's fine. He texted me
Yes.
today. I still don't know his name.
So Adam, sure you don't want to do 4 stars in this movie
No way.
for that amazing action scenes and amazing stunt work and
Well, I got to think about like watchability.
Adam, you
Overall
can't watch
watchability.
anything, though. You get distracted when you watch anything.
Honestly, the length, I can't go above a 3.5 because of the length.
it's not about the length, it's about the girth.
Mm.
The wall.
You
the
should
wall-
That's
know
what you
this.
always
It's about
say.
it's about the base
your
of the egg.
always
That's
your
where the yolk
excuse.
is. The yolk is at the thick part of the egg.
That's true. That's a good point. All right, 5 stars. Ryan, are you pretending to be frozen right now? All right, I gotta go though.
All right, that's
See
the
you
end.
guys later.
I thought the end was a minute ago.